In a world where every heart secretly fights battles that no one sees, there lived an elderly woman in a peaceful village, surrounded by green hills and whispering winds, and although she owned nothing expensive, people admired her because she carried a calmness that money could not buy, a smile that sadness could not steal, and a wisdom that hardships could not destroy. One evening, a hopeless young woman visited her, tears still fresh on her face, and asked, with trembling words, "How do you stay happy when life keeps hurting you?" So the old woman offered her warm herbal tea and replied gently, "Real happiness is not built outside in the world where things break, change. And the sapere of real happiness is built inside, where mindset lives, where thoughts start, where peace grows." But when the young lady argued that pain makes happiness impossible, the old woman blew out the lamp, and the room filled with darkness until she struck a tiny matchstick and said, "Even the smallest spark can defeat darkness, just like the smallest positive thought can defeat sadness." Then she revealed that she too once had a loving husband and children, and though they were poor, their laughter felt richer than gold, until one day, her husband fell gravely ill, and because there was no proper treatment, he passed away, leaving her shattered, lost, and empty, crying until she no longer recognized herself. Until one day her youngest child hugged her and whispered, "If you break, who will we follow?" And those words awakened her soul, teaching her that grief is real, but surrendering to it is a choice. So from that moment she promised to live again, and began noticing the small blessings she once ignored: the sunrise, the wind, the smell of soil after rain, children playing, and even the simple miracle of waking up alive, slowly healing, not because life became easier, but because her heart became stronger. The young woman, still confused, asked, "What if new storms come?" And the old woman pointed to a tiny lamp and said, "This flame lives only because of the oil inside. If the oil finishes, the flame dies, and your inner light also burns from what you feed your mind. Fill it with fear, comparison, anger, regret, and it dies. But feed it gratitude, discipline, acceptance, faith, and it shines forever." Adding that ignoring problems is not the answer. Feel your pain, but don't become its home. Cry if you must, but don't drown. Rest if you need, but don't quit. Let pain teach you, not cage you. And before the young woman left, she gave her a candle and said, "Every morning light it, and promise yourself to find at least one reason to smile. Some days it will be big, some days it may be tiny, but there will always be something." And as weeks passed, the young woman transformed, learned to smile again, built strength instead of excuses, peace instead of complaints, and eventually became an inspiration for others, just like the old woman once was. And whenever someone asked her the secret of inner peace, she would smile and say, "Happiness is not something you wait for or beg for. It is something you train your mind to create," proving that the greatest power a human can develop is emotional strength. And the final moral is, in life you cannot control storms, losses, or people, but you can always control how you think, react, and rise. True happiness is not found in perfect days. It is built by a strong mind that refuses to break even in the darkest nights.